Okay. So, hey everyone, thanks for jumping on. I am going to kind of talk to you guys about what we're going to discuss today on this Zoom. For most of you who don't know, Pam Sowder is our Chief Networking Officer. If everyone can mute your phones when you come on, just because then we don't have a bunch of background noise. Thank you. So Pam Sowder is our Chief Networking Officer of our company. She's actually the co-founder of It Works Global, and she helped discover the wrap. She was actually the first one to use it and try it herself. So she's kind of a big deal in the company. For those of you who are fairly new, you're going to want to be following her. Anyway, she came to our local One Team, One Mission in Grand Rapids. And before that, Stephanie Dunn, who is our Black Diamond upline, invited her to come to her house and do kind of like a small leadership retreat. And so there's a few of us that were on this team that were blessed to be able to be invited to meet with Pam, have some one-on-one time with her. And we just basically had a really nice laid back Sunday, right? Yeah, Sunday evening. We had a bonfire and we ate dinner and we just were able to kind of just chat with her. And a bunch of people asked questions. So they had tons of questions. She didn't get through them all. But what we're going to talk about is kind of hitting on maybe either a one-on-one conversation we had with her or a specific question that was asked and answered that just really hit home to us. And I am going to let our leaders talk about this tonight. I know Steve and Kim are on here, and then Debbie. And Nikki Fountain might be jumping on. Amanda Trin might be jumping on too to just give their ahas as well. But I'm going to let you guys take over. Whoever wants to go first, Steve or Debbie, and just introduce yourself and give kind of a 10-minute list of your ahas and explain like what you felt, how you felt, and your takeaways from this weekend.
First, I mean, we was a very humbling
Introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am Steve. This is Ken. It was we're a direct obviously to Tammy. It was a very humbling experience being there. Everybody knows Steph and Joel. What you see online is what they're like in real life. And same with Pam. I mean, we always think, oh, Pam, Mark, Mike, they're the heads that, what you see isn't what you get. Well, what you see with Pam and Mark and Mike is what you get. I mean, they were very real, authentic. I mean, it was the most, like I said, humbling experience to be there. Some of our aha moments came from, not only Pam, but also some of the people that were there. I talked to Eli Marshall a lot. I mean, if you guys don't follow Eli Marshall, I highly suggest you follow Eli Marshall. He is like, he could be a Tony Robbins. I mean, he's just that inspirational. I mean, I had a little one-on-one talk with him just about, we weren't supposed to talk about the past. We were always supposed to talk about the future. Kim and I have a very big past. One of my setbacks was, just at my corporate job at Verizon. I mean, every day I would just get beat up. As soon as I got in on a conference call, I just got beat up. I was talking to him. It's like, everything that you do for the glory of God. It was kind of funny. He's like, when I make the bed, I do it for the benefit of God. If I piss on the seat, I'm going to clean it up for the glory of God. It was just funny. It was like down to earth conversation with him. Some of the ahas was, on the Facebook and the Instagram algorithms. I mean, like, for example, a lot of our posts were only getting a few likes and comments, and we thought it was us. I mean, I know it was me because I had only me for like 2 days, but, I said it's along the whole company. They had Gary V. I don't know how to say his last name, but he has like a staff of like 24 people that like and comment on his post, for his posts. Joel was saying like 3 businesses went bankrupt because of this Facebook. Everybody's algorithms just dropped off where their presence isn't even there. It was just mind blowing. But one of the caveats is go live. The more you go live, your views are going to go from like here all the way up to here. When you just do words, it drops back down. They said when you go live, it bounces up. So going live was like a big aha. And for me, you have to get over your fears. And one of my biggest fears is going live and putting myself out there. What they said was you just gotta do it. What are some of your ahas?
Hi everybody, I'm Kim. One of my big aha moments was when Pam was talking about when you're talking to a potential distributor, dig deep into their whys, that almost to the point where you're going to make them cry, because you need to get that out of them. Why do they want to do this? And there's 5 layers to a why. So if you're asking them why they want to do this, they're going to tell you one thing, and then you ask them, well, why do you want to do that? And you keep going until they actually give you the real why. So for me, that was huge, because you're really getting down to the reason why they need this business. Another one was when Pam said she wanted to make $1 billion. I need to dream bigger, because that number, I was just like, $1 billion? Like, I need to dream a lot bigger than I have been dreaming. So
like her husband was a realist and she was the dreamer. And I think both of us are kind of realists, but it's like, why not? She said, why make $100,000? Why not $1 million? All it is just an extra zero. It's like,
and an extra comma.
And an extra comma. I mean, it's all it is. Just the way to get to it is just talk to more people. The business is all up, like they were saying, the business is all about, oh, go ahead.
He's stealing my thunder. I just elbowed him. Another one was the importance of getting to events. I was kind of, after conference, the last week or so, I was losing my excitement, and I really, really needed to be there. We don't have any boot camps up here. Well, we do, but they're far and few between. No one team, one mission. So when I got there and spent that quality time with them, I realized right then and there that the importance of getting to events, because that builds your fuel. It helps you stay focused and get your excitement going. And then when she started talking about surf and turf, and Jade Hooper kept throwing the logs on the fire because she had to keep the fire going, that was like an amazing analogy. So yes, it's really, really important to get to events.
Whether it's nearby or far. I mean, I think Amanda Trin, she traveled like
10 hours.
10 hours. We went through Canada and it was like 8 hours. I mean, you just have to get to some of these events, whether it's a one team, one mission mini boot camp. You just got to refuel that fire.
You have to show up to go up. That was one of the quotes she said. And I took that as going to events. Reading and self-development, because if you are not reading, you're never going to grow mentally. Right. And one of the things Joel said to us when we were talking to him about something that we said we wanted to do 3 years ago, his response was that we weren't ready yet. We weren't ready for that point in time, because mentally we just weren't prepared for it, and now is our time. So they continue to believe in all of us, you guys. They pray for all of us, and that was just overwhelming, the whole experience there. I'm still trying to absorb everything because it was an honor to be there, sitting with them and talking to them. And then Pam saying, you have to call it out. You have to say specifically what it is that you want. And then you have to prepare for it. So you have to get out there and dig the ditches, and you have to get it set up, and you have to say where you're going, and then you have to prepare. You have to prepare yourself mentally. And then you go out and do the work to get it. You have to truly, truly believe that you're going to get that. And even if you don't, like they were talking about, I think Stephanie was talking about the amount that she made 1 month, and it wasn't what she expected. And Pam said that's okay because you set a goal. You might not have reached that goal. You just came a little shy of that, but you called it out, you set that goal, and then you worked towards it.
I liked how Pam was saying, make this job, I say job, but it's not a job, make this fun. Which, a lot of times you have fun. As soon as it's not fun, that's when things start to go down, but continue to have fun. But one of the key ways to have fun is set up boundaries, is what Pam was saying. It's like we never really thought about that. We just find ourselves, a fluctuating of work, personal. And now it's set up personal time in the morning, work in the afternoon, personal work. During work, no personal. During personal, no work.
So you don't get burnout. She had so many good analogies. Another one was she was at a one team, one mission, and she asked everybody, who knows how to sign an LC? Everybody stand up. So everyone in the entire room stood up because they knew how to sign a customer. And then she said, continue standing if you know how to sign up a distributor. And everybody in the room was still standing. And then she said, okay, you got it. See, we tend to overanalyze it. And you just have to believe in yourself because we know how to do it. We just have to do it.
And another thing that she said was find something that works, stay with it, but try, you could try something else, but don't sway away from what worked. If Facebook works for you, stay with Facebook, but maybe try Instagram just a little bit, but not go flip-flop over completely. Just try it out. If you want to try out MySpace, try it out, or
do an event,
or do events. Try them out.
Mm-hmm. What else do I have down here? Hold on. Oh, when they were talking about the future of It Works, they know where they're going. We should also know that. We need to know exactly where we're going. You have to write it down. I think when Steve and I, they had the $20,000 bonus, or what was it?
Yeah,
$20,000 bonus. You guys, seriously, I took a stack of index cards and I wrote down $25,000 and I plastered it all over my entire house, on my front door, down the hallway, on my bathroom mirror, in the kitchen. So I was constantly looking at that number. And Steve and I hit the 24,000. Yeah. So it's a visual thing, and not only visual, but you have to mentally prepare yourself for it and truly believe that you're going to get it. So I thought that was kind of cool. What else? Oh, you already said that, how to keep it fun. If you need a mental break, take it. If you have to hide under the covers for 24 hours, then do it, because your body's trying to tell you something. And you don't want to get stressed out and not make it fun, because then your team is going to see that. Your team's going to see that this is so much work and I'm getting stressed out and it's not fun anymore. Fine. Take 24 hours. Lay under the covers, watch a movie, but get right back in it, because if you don't, that 24 hours is going to turn into 48 to 72 to a week to 2 weeks. That, it's okay to take a break, and it's okay if you have a crappy month. Even Stephanie has crappy months. And then I know this wasn't really an aha moment, but Erica Granado's Dorito and Coke story was funny. How she was such a hater to Stephanie, and she didn't get in contact with her until 3 years later. So don't ever give up on somebody, because you never know the lives you can touch and the impact on that. What was the other one? That Laura, what's her name? Who's Pam's best friend? Is that Laura?
Yeah.
That she didn't come back to Pam until 8 years.
8
later.
years or something like that. Yeah.
So that was a really cool stories that they were telling. Another thing is believing in yourself, and don't have self-doubt. And if you are, you need to turn your thinking around quick, because it's gonna slow your journey down.
Yeah, their big thing was personal and self-development is a big key thing.
And also reward yourself along the way and celebrate. Call people out. Like, oh, she got her first 2 customers. That's so important to people. You guys, I love that. You know, that means a lot to me. Why aren't we doing that for our teammates?
Right. It was like got their first 2 loyal customers, their first 4 loyal customers, their first DT, the 400 club, their first, promotions, whatever milestone they hit, we should be going Facebook Live for the whole world to see.
And then Stephanie said she doesn't worry if somebody's going to do the business or not. She's so focused on her vision that she just keeps going. You can't take it personally. And it really only takes a few key people to get to the top. So don't stress out if you have your best friend sign up and they're not doing it, because sometimes we want it more than they do.
Right.
That you can't let that distract you or slow you down. You just have to have, like a racehorse, those blinders on and just go. And I always said to Steve, I feel like Fred Flintstone in the car, because when I get excited and my feet hit that ground, I'm just like, because I'm so razor focused. So I thought that was cool too.
And one thing was, don't quit. Stephanie was saying that being Black Diamond #1 earner, that she does not have a personally enrolled ambassador diamond yet, right, Tammy? But yeah, that means, so all these people that she enrolled personally, there were diamond or ambassador diamonds somewhere down that level, where if that person would have just stayed, they could have been an ambassador or presidential or Black Diamond even. So it's, you never know where that person is down that chain. I think her ambassadors maybe 8, 9, 20, 50 levels deep, but they don't quit. Anything else? I think we talked for a little bit too much, but Debbie, I think you're up next, right?
Okay, yes. And you guys actually didn't even go over my aha. I was worried. You did good.
We had another 20 ahas, but we didn't want to steal the thunder,
Oh, good. So I just really sat there and I focused on the energy that was around us. And if you haven't been at an event where people that are thinking bigger and dreaming bigger, you have to get around that, because you just absorb the energy and it just refuels you. Like, it just fills your bucket up. It gets you excited again. It gets you seeing that those dreams that you have are not, outlandish. They're very much in reach. And that's the #1 aha moment I get every time that I am in a setting with dreamers and people that are motivated for change. So I love that. I loved that there that night too. And my aha moment when Pam was talking to us was, she said this, and it's like, it's such a dumb moment for me, because it's what I used to do. And it is, say yes more. She says, say yes more. And so if your friends ask you out with a group of other people that you don't know, say yes. You might not want to do it. Say yes anyways. You know, if you have an opportunity to go to a Tupperware party where there's people that you don't know, say yes. If you have to go, you know, somewhere to network with people that you don't know and you're not sure if you want to go, say yes. Say yes, say yes, say yes. If your neighbors invite you over with their friends, say yes. And it's something that was like, you know what? We do that. We are such hermits in the society. We sit back behind our phones and we're more away. But how do you network? You network by getting in front of people. You network by getting in front of their people, you know, and it's like, how do you expect to grow a local team if you don't get out of your comfort zone and you don't go say yes to those opportunities? You know, go look for things to get involved in. They talk about that Meetup app, and it's like, I downloaded it that night, and I'm looking, and there's like networking opportunities up the wazoo every single day in our neighborhoods. Um, just grab a friend and go. Like, just go to these Meetup events and take your business cards and put a smile on your face and say, "This is what I do." You know, if you know anybody that would want to do what I do, let me know and be excited, because that's what draws people in. So that was a huge aha moment for me, because it's like, oh yeah, I used to do that all the time to grow my business. Then I got so stuck behind my phone with social media. And it's like, then I just did social media and vendor events, and I wasn't growing locally anymore. So don't be afraid to do that. And I loved that. Another thing that she said was, how you do anything is how you do everything. And that was something, yeah, Steve, you liked that. That was something that was like so amazing that she said, because she said, if you see somebody like getting frustrated with a task, they're going to keep, they're going to do that and throughout their life. They're going to be frustrated with their spouse. They're going to be frustrated with their children. If you see somebody like attacking a problem and being proactive about it, they're going to do that throughout their whole life. If you do something, you're going to do that same something towards every area of your life. So if you're a negative thinker and you're sitting there thinking, oh, I can never do this, I can never get past my rank, you know, I don't have the leadership I need, I don't have this, I don't have that, you're going to do that throughout the rest of your life. And that's not a life I'd want to live. But if you think positive and you think, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to go after my goals, I'm going to go after my dreams, I'm going to succeed, guess what? You're going to. It's that whole, like, can't never did a thing. Our librarian always said that when we were in elementary school. Do you remember that, Tammy? Can't never did a thing. And it's like, if you say can't, yeah, you can't. If you say I'm going to, you will. And it's a whole mindset shift. I loved how she said that, and like the whole making your bed right when you wake up in the morning, like getting something accomplished right away when you wake up in the morning. There's a lot of people that didn't make their beds in the morning, me included. I'm so to blame. But she said, before you even go to the bathroom, make your bed. And then your mindset thinks, okay, I got that accomplished. Now what can I accomplish? And you're just ready to tackle your to-do list that way. So get yourself in the right mindset right away in the morning. So that was my aha moments. I had a lot more. I did talk to Pam a little bit, but I was so nervous, you guys. I was like, ugh, all over her. And but she did say, like, the thing to do right now is vendor events. And it just reaffirmed what Tammy and I have been saying this entire time to our team. Do vendor events. Get in front of people. Like, that's what we've been doing. We haven't just sat behind social media the whole 5 years. We have done a whole multitude of things, and we always incorporate belly to belly along with it. And that's where, if Facebook had that big drop in May, what happens if tomorrow we wake up and Facebook's not here? What are you going to do? Get out there and start working your business belly to belly and open your mouth and share it with people, because there are people out there that need this opportunity in their life. So those are my aha moments. I'll mute myself now.
Awesome. Thank you, Debbie. Are you guys kind of feeling inspired by this, or is it kind of like, oh my gosh, or do you have any questions as we're going? You can post something in the chat if you want. But I wanted to be kind of open with you guys And I personally didn't have any time this time around to talk with Pam. I did before. I was blessed enough to be able to do that when we went to Vegas together. But she, I was so excited to have everyone else be able to have time talking with her, and like, being able to just, get so many aha moments from hearing people's questions and getting the answers. And honestly, like, even Rachel Jones was there, and she was like, I felt like every question that was being asked, at first I'm thinking to myself, well, I wouldn't have had that question. But as Pam was answering it, they're like, wow, I needed to hear that. And it was like, it was so crazy how all of us, being leaders in the company, having anywhere from a smaller team to a huge team, all needed that same kind of confirmation, I guess, from Pam. And it was like, it just put us all at peace that we all go through struggles in this business. We all have our ups and downs. We all play the comparison game, even though we know we shouldn't. We all feel like failures at times, or what am I doing wrong? Or what am I not doing? Or, what should I be doing more as a leader? To get my team excited or motivated, or, all these questions that come up. And it's like, we all are going through that same thing. And here Pam is with 20 some years of experience in network marketing, you guys. Over 20 years of network marketing experience. That's probably longer than some of you guys are old. Like, that's crazy. And so, she knows so much more than we do. None of us have even been in for 5 years yet. So we're just getting started in this type of business and this type of industry. And it's not a race, it's a marathon. And that is what was confirmed to me with my question to her. I actually sent her a message on Facebook, thanking her for her time and everything like that. We all actually wrote handwritten notes to Pam, thanking her for coming and spending time with us and pouring into us. But I connected with her on Facebook, sent her a message, and unbeknownst to me, she decided it was a great question to post on her actual Facebook page as part of her Ask Pam series. So I'm coming out in the open, telling you all that was me, your upline, reaching out to her and asking her this. And I had this question before. I've talked to multiple people on our team about this, and it was also something that I was wondering myself, because there are times when you see those mass enrollers that, they're signing 30, 40, 50 distributors a month, 60 loyal customers. And you're just like, how in the world, like, how is this possible? And, I'm trying to juggle being a mom, and I have 2 little boys, and they're very dependent, and, husband that has worked lots of crazy shifts and things like that. And it's like, I'm working my business. I'm consistent. But I asked her, have you ever been a mass enroller? And if so, how important was that to your success in this business? So I know many people, we look at our steps to success. Our steps to success is 3 distributors and 4 loyal customers. And our company sets that out as the guideline to work towards every single month. Now, is that mandatory in order to become successful? No. But, we always hear success loves speed and everything like that. So it's like, your goal is to try to fill that out every month. Well, being in for almost 5 years, this summer will be 5 years for me. And so it's like, I have been very consistent with my business. There's months that I've been what most would consider a mass enroller. Yes, there's months that I've been a mass enroller. But over the course of time, on average, no, I have not been a mass enroller. I've been consistent. I've worked my business. I've never taken more than, a few days off. And that was just when I went to Florida last month. So I guess my main question was to ask her, what, do you feel that being a mass enroller is key to being successful in this business? And I don't know if any of you guys saw her post, today. But if you haven't, you should go take a look at it, because that was my question. She literally copied it and pasted it on her Facebook page and answered the entire thing. So, and she messaged me back telling me she had already posted it on her page. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I didn't want the whole world to see that, you know. It's like, oh, here I'm putting myself out there big time. And of course she didn't tag me in it or anything, but I'm like, that's how I am. I want you guys to know this. Like, you can think that everybody has it all going on and everything's great and, you know, perfect, but you're always going to have that where you're questioning yourself. Like, am I doing enough? What am I not doing right? What am I here? You know, what should I be doing more of? And so I never heard straight from Pam if that was something that she had done in her past. And she told us this weekend that, you know, when she first signed up in her first multi-level marketing company, she went 6 full months without signing one person. 6 months in the business without signing anybody. Does that sound familiar? If any of you guys have been in the business a while, Cammie Pentecost, she was the very first Black Diamond in our business. She went 6 months without signing a distributor herself. So if you're at that point where you're just like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this, you are. The only way you're not cut out for this is if you quit. That is the only way. And Pam totally reiterated that to me in that post, saying the key is to set your why in front of you. I have my why. It's strong and it does make me cry, and I'm not going to cry, and I'm not going to talk to you about that today because that's not what we're here about. But it is something that you need to really think about. And are you willing to give this your all? Are you willing to stay consistent in this business? Are you willing to put in 2, 3, 4, 5 years or 8 years? Because, you know, if it takes you 8 years to reach Ambassador Diamond, are you okay with working in this business for 8 years to make $30,000 a month? I am, you know. And it's like, just because I have been in this business for almost 5 years and I'm at Triple Diamond, I am not ambassador in 3 months or something. You know, it's like, I'm still here and I will never quit. And the thing is like, you know, working every day, because I know that you can look left and right, but I have my goals and I have my why in front of me, and no one's going to take that away from me. Being upset because I had some people on my team quit. Being upset because somebody that I signed that I really wanted to work is not doing anything with their business. Being upset because I thought I was going to sign that loyal customer last week and they never gave me their information. That's part of this business. But also another part of this business is getting your mindset right and saying, that's okay. It wasn't meant to be at that time. I'm going to keep moving on. And keep your eye on the prize. And that was the key, is like, keep your eye on the prize and you will reach the top of this business. Who cares if it takes you 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? It doesn't matter. That time is going to pass anyway. And just stay focused and don't get distracted and don't get frustrated. As hard as that may be, try not to, and try to just keep moving on. And like Steve and Kim were talking about, if you need to go under the covers for 24 hours, by all means do it. Give yourself a little bit of a break. Don't be super hard on yourself. And, you know, being a mom of 2, it's like nonstop. And I have one that's not in school yet. And so he's with me 24/7. And it's hard to separate the work time from the being a mom time and everything else in between. And it's like, give yourself some grace. You know, like, work your business as many hours in your day as you can. Carve out that time to work your business and just focus on what you need to do. So print out your steps to success and, you know, talk about why you want to reach the goal that you're looking at reaching. Why do you want to make $500 a month? Why do you want to make $1,000 a month? Why do you want to make $5,000 a month? You know, put it out there, write it down, talk to your significant other, your family about it, so they are on board with you as well. Because that's huge. You know, we talked about spouses and having supportive spouses and things like that, or non-supportive spouses. So really like sit down with your family and talk to them about what you're doing and why you're doing it, and get a game plan going, and just don't give up. So that was like my kind of aha moment. I had so many ahas this weekend, but Steve and Debbie and Kim really touched on most of them for me. So I wanted to end with that. And it's kind of my vulnerability moment, because I'm coming to you guys saying, yeah, I came to her saying, you know, I'm not what most people would consider a mass enroller, but you know what just blew my mind was that Pam herself was like, I was never a mass enroller. And look at where she's at. You know, I would trade spots with her in a heartbeat. So I just am like, I want to model my business after her. I might look at somebody and say, I want to model my business after this person because they signed 50 distributors in a month, but that's not me. That's not me. And I don't want to be somebody in this business that I'm not. I want to be real, and I want to be myself, and I want you guys to know it's okay. You don't have to be a mass enroller. I might post things about so-and-so doing this and signing this many distributors. It's just to give you guys inspiration and tools and ideas and help, and maybe a couple things that you hadn't been doing that maybe you could try adapting into your business and get some results with. It's not so I'm saying take this, run with it, and go sign 40 distributors. You know, we talked about the power of one and signing one distributor a month and helping them sign distributors and get their business started. And that's all you need to focus on doing. And if you do that and you're consistent with it, in 20 years, you'll be Pam Sowder Jr. with a beautiful home on the ocean and living the dream, because she truly, truly is. And she's just so inspiring and so positive. Like, there was no negativity this weekend. It was all positivity. We were told specifically not to look in the past. We were not to talk about the past. We were not to talk about what happened in our team, who left, what happened. You know, if you lost rank, you weren't supposed to talk about anything like that. You were just supposed to talk about the future, your excitement, and what was coming. And I loved that, because that's all we should be focusing on is, you know, the past is past, and we're looking at here and now and our goals and our dreams for the future. So I kind of went on a little tangent there. Does anybody have any questions? I'm reading the quote or the comments right now. I feel like she just snapped on me again. Oh gosh. And I needed to hear it. Elizabeth. Oh, I don't know who she was talking about. Maybe me or Debbie. Holy moly, inspiring. Good. I'm listening. Great info. Oh, not a great connection. Are you guys hearing me okay? Everyone hear me okay? Okay. Loving this. Good. Debbie. Oh, funny. Okay. Well, good. So hopefully that gave you guys just some inspiration, some excitement, and just knowing that, you know, do what you're doing. And if for some reason something's not working for you, I always like the quote, if it's broke, fix it. Don't keep trying to do the same thing over and over. That's the definition of insanity and expecting a different result. Just really focus on finding what works for you. Find your niche. If events are your niche, do events. If parties are your niche, like you love doing parties, you love signing up people, do parties. If social media is your thing and you're getting awesome interaction and great results with social media, do that by all means. You know, we're hoping to be bringing some tools in the very near future to help you guys be successful. I can't wait to be able to talk about that a little bit more as we find out more information about that. So stay tuned. We'll let you guys know as soon as we can. But thank you for jumping on, and I will record. I have recorded this, so I will share the recording in the team page. Yeah, if you guys have questions or aha moments from this, I would love to hear what you guys have to say, and, you know, post it in the team page. And some of you guys are in a Goal Crushers chat group, so share that in there too. So, all right, guys, I hope you have a great night. Thanks for jumping on, and I will be talking with you guys soon.
Thanks.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.